DeathRoW.
Oh, that was sad. Damn it.
Uh,
I got cocky. I should have just finished it right there.
the Banshees. I was like so afraid that those Banshees might just snipe my British Spire and I would be dead forever because those Vikings and all that. I was like just so scared. I was trying to expand, but then, those Vikings showed up and I never got to it.
But, all right then, before we get too much further into the games, I want to thank you both for playing and give you the chance to throw out any shoutouts if you so desire to anybody. I personally will of course thank Threx for streaming casting with me today, and for everybody who showed up in the chat. You guys are awesome. But yeah, Anuzarg.
I would like to shout out to Threxor. Has he actually done the bucket challenge yet?
I've not done the bucket challenge yet.
Better do it soon.
We're still in the bucket challenge, man. Actually, so I'm gonna let DeathRoW do his things, and I'm gonna get us back on track talking about the games.
Yep. Alright, so shoutouts to that bucket challenge and Threxor, who's probably going to do it, which is the only shout out I'm ever gonna give today.
Okay. Deathman.
Alright, that's pretty sweet. Alright, shout out to my opponent. Played very well. I didn't think anything was going to happen at that third game. Very good thinking of doing that. Then, yeah, shout out to Threxor for streaming it. It's great that someone's taking the time
Indeed.
to stream this.
Oh, I love streaming and casting.
Basically it. I got nothing else.
Fair enough.
Shout out to my hands, because they hurt. Yeah.
Aw, poor hands. Hands everywhere. Need a break. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about that first game. It was on Merry-Go-Round, and honestly, quite the unexpected ending, I thought, personally, to that game. So, yeah, walk us through your decision-making for that game. We'll have Anuzarg start first.
So basically, when I started off, I was basically thinking that perhaps I want to do something crazy to throw him off a bit, because I've heard you discuss about this. First game in a best of 3, you do something crazy and he will be like thrown off a bit. So I was thinking, let's go Mass Hydra, because they beat Widow Mines, Groove Spines beat Widow Mines like that. So I was thinking, yeah, that would be a great idea. Not like Mass something else like Mass Muta, because I can't control Muta very well, like you can see in game 2. But then, yeah, massing Hydras felt very nice. And so that was basically the decision, and then I was just in the game. I was just making up my build as I went along. So I was like, okay, an attack's coming, get a few lanes. Okay, we can expand. Let's just build and expand, that kind of thing.
All right. So, what made you want to attack toward the end, actually, before we switch over to Death real quick? Curious about that.
Because I just had some Hydras, and I was like wondering, okay, well, I don't think he's got any siege tanks yet, because I have actually seen a few siege tanks just like blow up an entire Roach Hydra army. Sure. So I'm like, okay, if we attack right now, maybe he doesn't have siege tanks and we'll be able to kill him quickly. Or we may be able to just run in and kill a few factories, and maybe that would delay it a bit so we can get tech up and get Vipers first.
Sure.
Or Mutas.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then, Death, your turn.
Well, the first game was pretty quick, for me at least. I slipped on my macro pretty hard. Like, I was, like, first 10 minutes, 1,000 minerals in the bank. That's not like me.
Sure.
So, yeah, normally first games of every best of 3, I scout a lot. And you can see that I lost my Reaper. I scanned immediately. I sent an SCV to see when he was moving out. And I was checking this and that. It was pretty... And then he just went Mass Hydras, which I didn't see coming. And then I lost. Because Mass Hydra, you gotta go Marine tank against Hydras. You can't go anything else.
Right.
Or Mac.
Or Mac.
Sure.
Mac is very good against anything.
Well, yeah, the hard part is surviving long enough. But
yep.
Protoss players everywhere understand that. But anyway,
Protoss players themselves understand it, because it's like the Protoss death ball is basically the same thing as a mech army.
Yeah, super advanced alien super fleet. Great if you can get there. But yeah, So that was game 1. Game 2, played on Overgrowth. Things went quite a bit differently that game. One thing I did want to ask, actually, you, Anuzarg in particular, notice the early 9 scout with the drone. That does make a lot of sense on 3-player or 4-player maps, and I think DeathRoW was talking about that too. But we wanted to know if you had any specific reason for doing that on Overgrowth.
DeathRoW. This actually has connected back to my history in the day-night show matches, because remember, I played Fade once. And that guy actually made me paranoid about anything. So I'm always going to drone scout anytime. Every game I'll just drone scout.
Okay.
So that's the reason.
Alright, this Fade sounds like a shady guy.
Well, the worst thing is
I
think he left the chat, and now he's not getting to hear that. But
That's okay.
It's fine, I suppose. You can look at the VOD later.
Just title this video "Fade is a shady guy." He'll watch it then.
Put it in the description.
Yeah, you could describe it that way to him. That's what he does. But anyway,
Fate makes is mentioned in this video.
Well, other than that, same basic question. What did you guys decide to do differently this game, and why? So, Anuzarg.
So basically I started off with Hydras, all that, first game. So then the second game I decided to go back into standard play, which is basically trying to go for mutas and roaches, basically because I don't like Ling Bane, but then I realized that, yep, mutas are actually necessary if you want to take out those siege tanks and all that. Because basically, right now I'm still working on the idea of whether I want Hydras, Brute Lords, or mutas. Because roaches are definitely the one thing I need to have. Like, they do the early aggression with +1 and speed and all that. So yeah, I need the roaches, but now I'm just wondering what is the support unit I want. Because Brute Lords, yep, they can kill a lot of things, but they come out really late. Mutas, I can't control them so well and they die to Widow Mines. Or do I want Hydras to kill Widow Mines, but then get blown up by siege tanks? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to do at this moment. I'm still working on the build. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Death then?
So basically I knew I was gonna go mech, but because I saw when you went Hydras, I was thinking, oh man, this guy must like Roach Hydra way more than Ling Bane. So I was thinking, alright, I'm gonna go mech. I was thinking of going CC first, but it's Overgrowth. That's a pretty small map. So then I just decided, alright, I'm gonna go Rax first, mech. And yeah, so I basically just bunker rushed him, and the point of that wasn't to like snipe anything. It wasn't to do damage. It was just to make him paranoid and force out units. And it worked pretty well. And then basically I just masked up units. He tried going mutas. I saw that in time. I had like 2/2 Thors, so mutas wouldn't have done much.
Ouch. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So that was a pretty easy win for me.
Oh, those poor mutas. I was like sending them in there. I was like telling them, you
like
guys
30
won't
mutas and
die.
just killed them all.
I mean, it was looking really good for a second there. They did a lot of damage, and then it just each time
No, all they did was pick off like 3 add-ons and the armory.
If that's a lot of that is a lot of damage if you don't kill anything. Like if they kill that and then get away, then yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
But that's what I was trying to say. Like the problem is every
hurts.
single time he had to give up the entire muta army effectively to get that damage. Then it's not worth it. Then it's not worth it. But anyway, yeah, that was that game. Pretty straightforward one in that way as well. But then we had Catalina, and game 3 turned out to be very, very interesting. There was a lot going on for that one.
I do want to kind of ask of DeathRoW. So in the third game, you had another opportunity where you had run about 7 to 8 Hellions down to Anu's third. That you turned into Hellbats and then turned back into Hellions before you ran them into attack. Was that intentional? Like you turned them into Hellbats?
No, that was part of my army.
Okay.
So that was my army. So that was pretty accidental.
Okay, but the intention was for them to be Hellions the whole time, though.
Yeah, the intention was to be Hellions. because I saw the roaches and I thought, you know what, Hellbats aren't going to do much, so I'll go Hellions. Because it was mainly just to pick off drones.
Good times. Yeah, you hell of a drone cleanup on that last map. It was like every time the Hellions went in, they killed at least 10 drones.
Yeah, blue flame, bro.
Blue flame. Blue flame, bro.
Because all right, I'm gonna give like my game plan for game 3. My game 3 game plan was just to like harass him until he mentally breaks down in the game. And so I started off with immediately a bunker rush. I rushed Marines over there, and I nearly picked off the hatch. I picked off a queen, some zerglings, and a couple drones, and then I was okay with that. So then, when the game later transitioned, I just went lots of Hellions, kept harassing him, and I took out. One point, I took out like 20, 30 drones with like 5 Hellions or something. And then after that, I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna send in a Banshee, take out the natural, and then just parade into the third.
Mm-hmm.
But he was smart enough to actually transfuse his hatchery, so that kept it alive. I was kind of mad at that, but anyways, and then I got pretty cocky, so I was thinking, all right, you know what, I'm just gonna walk over with a max army, and then I'm just gonna manor mule him. I was thinking of manor muling him, and then it was pretty funny what I was thinking at the time, because I was thinking, oh man, this game's in the bag. And then I see Broodlords, because he had no economy, and I was surprised. What the hell? Like 13 Broodlords show up out of nowhere. And I didn't scout it, which was the really surprising part. And that's what lost me the game.
Because suddenly Broodlords.
Yeah. Never scouted it, and then Broodlords come in at the 15-minute mark. So, or 20-minute
Yeah,
mark.
but the problem is, on ladder, a lot of people attacked me earlier, so I'm like, oh dear, oh no. Never live up until I get Broodlords.
Because I'm honestly, like, used to, like, how... Because I was kind of like a Velo-style mech. I was kind of like a Velo. Except I didn't turtle up and get, like, 5 bases and stuff. I just kept harassing him, and I went in for it.
Couldn't go full Velo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You did shred that red
I got,
army
like,
real
4
fast.
bases, and then I just went for it.
Nice. Yeah, so, Anuzarg, the choice, I'm sure Drex wants to ask about that, but,
I
choice to
seriously
go
want to know.
Broodlords. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Why Broodlords? Because they're better than Swarm Hosts.
Yeah, Broodlords are better than Swarm Hosts.
Why?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
I would
know.
just go Swarm
Broodlords
Hosts.
are the perfect counter to mech.
Yep.
But if
I was
I had a
thinking-
couple more...
I was
if I
thinking
had
maybe
air
Swarm
transition
Hosts.
up.
I was
Such a
considering
sad
Swarm
game.
Hosts, but then I remembered, oh
It
yeah,
was
Swarm
such a
Hosts are
sad
too good.
game.
Oh dear.
Yep.
It's so sad. So sad. You have a game in the bag and then you lose it. Oh my god.
Yeah, the back and the hole in
Our
it.
scouting. Scout guys in the chat need to scout every single minute in the game.
Always be
God.
scouting.
Oh,
There were
yeah.
there were a
yeah,
couple
you
of
play
scans that
against-
you had that were really, really close to revealing that greater spire. They were really close to revealing
really?
that spire, yeah.
Oh god damn it.
Because it was tucked away. It was just behind the
The little piece
The
of
natural
land in
hatch.
between the natural and the main, and like
Yeah.
below the cliff, basically.
Oh damn.
Yep.
Wow. What
I
a
know,
game
right?
changer if I saw that.
Yeah, it happens. What can you do?
What a sad game.
Anyway,
Sad.
with that off the table, again, thank you guys for playing, and I would like everybody watching to know, first of all, you can find me on Twitter at Omega Korth. You can find these show matches, VODs, at tinyurl.com/daynightS. That is the YouTube channel for them. And finally, that we will have one more match tonight in 30 minutes. So come back and check us out again then.
Woo-woo.